Hanok, Enoch, chapter 45. And this is the second parable concerning those who deny the name of the dwelling of the Kodeshim and Yahweh of hosts. And into the Shamayim they shall not ascend, and on the earth they shall not come. Such shall be the lot of the sinners who have denied the name of Yahweh of hosts, who are thus preserved for the day of suffering and tribulation. On that day my elect one shall sit on the throne of esteem, and shall try their works, and their places of rest shall be innumerable, and their being shall grow strong within them when they see my elect ones, and those who have called upon my magnificent name. Then will I cause my elect one to dwell among them, and I will transform the Shamayim and make it an eternal berakah and light. And I will transform the earth and make it a berakah, and I will cause my elect ones to dwell upon it. But the sinners and evildoers shall not place a foot upon it. For I have provided and satisfied with peace my righteous ones, and have caused them to dwell before me. But for the sinners there is judgment impending with me, so that I shall destroy them from the face of the earth. Hanok, Enoch, chapter 46. And there I saw one who had a head of days, and his head was white like wool, and with him was another being whose face had the appearance of a man, and his face was full of favor, like one of the Kodesh messengers. And I asked the messenger who went with me and showed me all the hidden matters concerning the BЄn of Adam, who he was, and where he was, why he went with the head of days. And he answered and said to me, This is the BЄn of Adam, who has righteousness, with whom dwelt righteousness, and who revealed all the treasures of that which is hidden, because Yahweh of hosts has chosen him, and whose lot has the preeminence before Yahweh of hosts in uprightness forever. And this BЄn of Adam, whom you have seen, shall raise up the sovereigns and the mighty from their thrones, and shall loosen the kidneys of the strong, and break the teeth of the sinners. And he shall put down the sovereigns from their thrones and reigns, because they do not exalt and praise him, nor humbly acknowledge where the reign was bestowed upon them. And he shall put down the pride of the strong, and shall fill them with shame. And darkness shall be their dwelling, and worms shall be their bed, and they shall have no expectancy of rising from their beds, because they do not exalt the name of Yahweh of hosts. And these are they who judge the stars of the Shamayim, and raise their hands against the Most High, and tread upon the earth and dwell upon it. And all their deeds manifest unrighteousness, and their power rests upon their riches, and their belief is in the mighty ones which they have made with their hands, and they deny the name of Yahweh of hosts. And they persecute the houses of his congregations, and the trustworthy who hang upon the name of Yahweh of hosts. Hanok, Enoch, chapter 47. And in those days the prayer of the righteous and the blood of the righteous shall have ascended from the earth before Yahweh of hosts. In those days the Kodeshim who dwell above in the Shamayim shall unite with one voice, and make supplication, and pray, and praise, and give thanks, and berakah the name of Yahweh of hosts, on behalf of the blood of the righteous which has been shed. And that the prayer of the righteous may not be in vain before Yahweh of hosts, that judgment may be done unto them, and that they may not have to suffer forever. In those days I saw the head of days, when he seated himself upon the throne of his esteem, and the books of the living were opened before him, and all his host which is in the Shamayim above, and his counselors stood before him. And the hearts of the Kodesh were filled with joy, because the number of the righteous had been offered, and the prayer of the righteous had been heard, and the blood of the righteous been required before Yahweh of hosts. Hanok, Enoch, chapter 48. And in that place I saw the fountain of righteousness, which was inexhaustible, and around it were many fountains of wisdom, and all the thirsty drank of them, and were filled with wisdom, and their dwellings were with the righteous and Qodesh and elect. And at that hour the Bête of Adam was named in the presence of Yahweh of hosts, and his name before the head of days. Even before the sun and the signs were created, before the stars of the Shamayim were made, his name was named before Yahweh of hosts. He shall be a staff to the righteous, to brace themselves upon and not fall, and he shall be the light of the nations and the expectancy of those who are troubled of heart. All who dwell on earth shall fall down and worship before him, and will praise and berakah and celebrate Yahweh of hosts with song. And for this reason he has been chosen and hidden before him, before the creation of the world and for eternity. And the wisdom of Yahweh of hosts has revealed him to the Qodesh and righteous, for he has preserved the lot of the righteous, because they have hated and despised this world of unrighteousness, and have hated all its works and ways in the name of Yahweh of hosts, for in his name they are saved, and according to his good pleasure has it been in regard to their life. In these days the sovereigns of the earth shall have become downcast in face, and the strong who possess the land, because of the works of their hands. For on the day of their anguish and affliction they shall not save themselves. And I will give them over into the hands of my elect. As straw in the fire, so they shall burn before the face of the Qodesh. As lead in the water, they shall sink before the face of the righteous, and no trace of them shall be found any more. And on the day of their affliction, there shall be rest on the earth, and before them they shall fall and not rise again, and there shall be no one to take them with his hands and raise them, for they have denied Yahweh of hosts and his anointed. The name of Yahweh of hosts be Baruch. Hanok, Enoch, chapter 49. For wisdom is poured out like water, and esteem failed not before him for eternity. For he is mighty in all the secrets of righteousness, and unrighteousness shall disappear as a shadow, and have no continuance. Because the elect one stands before Yahweh of hosts, and his esteem is forever and ever, and his might unto all generations. And in him dwells the spirit of wisdom, and the spirit which gives insight, and the spirit of understanding and of might, and the spirit of those who have fallen asleep in righteousness. And he shall judge the secret matters, and none shall be able to utter a lying word before him, for he is the elect one before Yahweh of hosts, according to his good pleasure. Hanok, Enoch, chapter 50. And in those days a change shall take place for the Qodesh and elect, and the light of day shall abide upon them, and esteem and honor shall turn to the Qodesh, on the day of affliction on which evil shall have been treasured up against the sinners. And the righteous shall be victorious in the name of Yahweh of hosts, and he will cause the others to witness that they may repent and abandon the works of their hands. They shall have no honor through the name of Yahweh of hosts, yet through his name shall they be saved. And Yahweh of hosts will have compassion on them, for his compassion is great. And he is righteous also in his judgment, and in the presence of his esteem. Unrighteousness also shall not maintain itself. At his judgment the unrepentant shall perish before him. And from here on I will have no compassion on them, says Yahweh of hosts. Hanok, Enoch, chapter 51. And in those days shall the earth also give back that which has been entrusted to it, and the grave also shall give back that which it has received, and Gehennom shall give back that which it owes. For in those days the elect one shall arise, and he shall choose the righteous and qadosh from among them, for the day has drawn near that they should be saved. And the elect one shall in those days sit on my throne, and his mouth shall pour forth all the secrets of wisdom and counsel, for Yahweh of hosts has given to him and has esteemed him. And in those days the mountains shall leap like rams, and the hills also shall skip like lambs satisfied with milk, and the faces of the messengers and the shamayim shall be lit up with joy, and the earth shall rejoice, and the righteous shall dwell upon it, and the elect shall walk upon it. Hanok, Enoch, chapter 52. And after those days, in that place where I had seen all the visions of that which is hidden, for I had been carried off in a whirlwind, and they had borne me towards the west. There my eyes saw all the secret matters of the shamayim that shall be, a mountain of iron, and a mountain of copper, and a mountain of silver, and a mountain of gold, and a mountain of soft metal, and a mountain of lead. And I asked the messenger who went with me, saying, What are these which I have seen in secret? And he said to me, All these which you have seen shall serve the dominion of his anointed, that he may be potent and mighty on the earth. And that messenger of peace answered, saying unto me, Wait a little, and there shall be revealed unto you all the secret matters which surround Yahweh of hosts. And these mountains which your eyes have seen, the mountain of iron, and the mountain of copper, and the mountain of silver, and the mountain of gold, and the mountain of soft metal, and the mountain of lead, all these shall be in the presence of the elect one, as wax before the fire, and like the water which streams down from above, and they shall become powerless before his feet. And it shall come to be in those days that none shall be saved, either by gold or by silver, and none be able to escape. And there shall be no iron for war, nor shall one clothe oneself with a breastplate. Bronze shall be of no service, and tin shall not be esteemed, and lead shall not be desired. And all these shall be destroyed from the surface of the earth, when the elect one shall appear before the face of Yahweh of hosts. Hanok, Enoch, chapter 53. There my eyes saw a deep valley with open mouths, and all who dwell on the earth and sea and islands shall bring to him gifts and presents and tokens of homage. But that deep valley shall not become full, and their hands commit lawless deeds, and the sinners devour all whom they lawlessly oppress. Yet the sinners shall be destroyed before the face of Yahweh of hosts, and they shall be banished from off the face of his earth, and they shall perish forever and ever. For I saw all the messengers of punishment abiding and preparing all the instruments of Satan. And I asked the messenger of peace who went with me, For whom are they preparing these instruments? And he said to me, They prepare these for the sovereigns and the mighty of this earth, that they may be destroyed by them. And after this the righteous and elect one shall cause the house of his congregation to appear. From now on they shall be no longer hindered in the name of Yahweh of hosts. And these mountains shall not stand as the earth before his righteousness, and the hills shall be as a fountain of water, and the righteous shall have rest from the oppression of sinners. Hanok, Enoch, chapter 54. And I looked and turned to another part of the earth, and saw there a deep valley with burning fire. And they brought the sovereigns and the mighty, and began to cast them into this deep valley. And there my eyes saw how they made these their instruments, iron chains of immeasurable weight. And I asked the messenger of peace who went with me, saying, For whom are these chains being prepared? And he said to me, These are being prepared for the hosts of Azazel, so that they may take them and cast them into the abyss of complete condemnation, and they shall cover their jaws with rough stones, as Yahweh of hosts commanded. And Michael and Gabriel and Raphael and Panuel shall take hold of them on that great day, and cast them on that day into the burning furnace, that Yahweh of hosts may take vengeance on them for their unrighteousness, in becoming subject to Satan, and leading astray those who dwell on the earth. And in those days punishment shall come from Yahweh of hosts, and he will open all the chambers of waters which are above the Shamayim, and of the fountains which are beneath the earth. And all the waters shall be joined with the waters. That which is above the Shamayim is the masculine, and the water which is beneath the earth is the feminine. And they shall destroy all who dwell on the earth, and those who dwell under the ends of the Shamayim. And when they have recognized their unrighteousness which they have wrought on the earth, then by these shall they perish. Hanok, Enoch, chapter 55. And after that the head of days repented and said, In vain have I destroyed all who dwell on the earth. And he swore by his great name, From now on I will not do so to all who dwell on the earth, and I will place a sign in the Shamayim, and this shall be a pledge of good trust between me and them forever, so long as the Shamayim is above the earth, and this is in accordance with my command. When I have desired to take hold of them by the hand of the messengers on the day of tribulation and pain because of this, I will cause my chastisement and my wrath to abide upon them, says Elohim Yahweh of hosts. You mighty sovereigns who dwell on the earth, you shall have to look upon my elect one, how he sits on the throne of esteem and judges Azazel and all his associates and all his hosts, in the name of Yahweh of hosts. Hanok, Enoch, chapter 56. And I saw there the hosts of the messengers of punishment going, and they held scourges and chains of iron and bronze. And I asked the messenger of peace who went with me, saying, To whom are these who hold these scourges going? And he said to me, To their elect and beloved ones, that they may be cast into the chasm of the abyss of the valley. And then that valley shall be filled with their elect and beloved, and the days of their lives shall be at an end, and the days of their leading astray shall not be reckoned thereafter. And in those days the messengers shall return and hurl themselves to the east upon the Parthians and Madites. They shall stir up the sovereigns, so that a spirit of unrest shall come upon them, and they shall rouse them from their thrones, that they may break forth as lions from their lairs, and as hungry wolves among their flocks. And they shall go up and tread underfoot the land of his elect ones. But the city of my righteous shall be a hindrance to their horses, and they shall begin to fight among themselves, and their right hand shall be strong against themselves, and a man shall not know his brother, nor a son his father or his mother, till there be no number of the corpses through their slaughter, and their punishment be not in vain. In those days the grave shall open its jaws, and they shall be swallowed up therein, and their destruction shall be at an end. The grave shall devour the sinners in the presence of the elect. Hanok, Enoch, chapter 57. And it came to be after this that I saw another host of chariots, and men riding upon them, and coming on the winds from the east, and from the west to the south. And the noise of their chariots was heard. And when this turmoil took place, the qadoshim from the Shamayim observed it, and the pillars of the earth were moved from their place, and the sound thereof was heard from the one end of the Shamayim to the other in one day. And they shall all fall down and worship Yahweh of hosts. And this is the end of the second parable.